everybody. Good afternoon. Rose here. Today I'm reacting to Foodie Beauty's very short video called My First Hijab. So this is a video where Foodie is showing herself wearing a hijab. I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, please forgive me if I'm not doing it correctly. I just want to be very respectful. But Foodie, last night, she did a live stream where she talked about talking to a gentleman in Kuwait, and this gentleman wants her to move over to Kuwait to be with him. And she's never met this guy, but he is proposing marriage, allegedly. So she was on her stream last night wearing a head wrap. And from my honest opinion, at that time, it was hard to tell which way she was going with the head wrap. We've seen her wear scarves before, but on top of the scarf, she was also covering herself, which is something that Foodie normally doesn't do. Normally, she just literally lets it all hang out. But she wore the scarf and she had something covering her. And today, she had an outfit on with the hijab, and she's talking about wearing the hijab. And before we even get started with this react video, I find it incredibly offensive what Foodie is doing. Cultural appropriation is a thing. And Foodie is putting on the hijab like it's a costume. It's not a costume. It belongs to a certain culture, a certain way of belief system, and she's just putting it on like a costume. And worse, she's doing it during the month of October, during Halloween. So treating it like a Halloween costume, it is not a Halloween costume. It is something that people wear from a certain culture, and it should be looked at and treated with respect. And I've got a lot more thoughts to add to this. So let me just go ahead and share the screen so you guys can see what I see. One moment, please. Okay, so there's the start of her video. So let's get started. Because trust me, I've got a lot to say about this. A lot of thoughts. Oh, she's playing music.
So, yes, this is very surprising, I'm sure, for a lot of you guys, and it's not a live stream.
You know, it is surprising, Foodie, but it isn't. It isn't because you have no line as far as what you won't use to get views on your channel. There's no line you won't cross. I remember the whole month where you claimed that you were gay, and you're not gay. Perhaps you're bisexual, but you were claiming you wanted a girlfriend, etc., etc. You're not gay. I seriously doubt that you're bisexual, but you were doing that during Pride Month. And here it is, Halloween, and you're using the hijab like a costume. You're putting it on like a costume. It's not a costume. It's very inappropriate, and you have no idea of the heat and the hate that you're going to catch by doing this, because this is mad disrespectful. I am not Muslim, but even as someone that I'm non-Muslim, I find this disrespectful on your part, just putting on the hijab like a costume. It's not a costume. Highly inappropriate.
I'm trying this out, in all honesty, because you know that I have been very overwhelmed with a lot of attention in general, I guess, that I'm getting online. I know that I need to have some negative with the positive. I know that I will be forever remembered for my rages. I always have tried to do what I felt was the appropriate thing to do when it comes to criticism. I mean, I started a YouTube channel.
You are so full of it. You are so full of it. You've gotten on your channel and you've done the most offensive things you could think of. You've exploited things for views and for money that should never be exploited, like SA, like DV, doing drugs on camera. talking about abuse on camera, triggering people, doing self-harm content. Shouldn't have done that, but you did it, and you still continue to do it. You're a person with an eating problem. So when you get on camera and you do your binges, and that's exactly what they are, is binges, because you go to town on the food, you're not eating a regular meal, you just eat and eat and eat to satisfy your feeders. That's self-harm content, because you are hurting yourself and you're profiting from it. You chose to do all that. You chose to cater to certain groups and niches of people for the sake of more money. So any kind of heat that you've gotten on your channel, it was self-inflicted. You wanted that heat. You wanted the money from people who got so aggravated, they would send super chats just to scream at you. You wanted that to happen. You manipulated the system for that. So here you are now trying to say, oh, I've gotten a lot of heat and I'm trying to go the other way. You shouldn't be using a culture. You shouldn't be using a religion to hide behind. What you're doing is so incredibly tacky and disrespectful, and I'm sure you're going to hear about it.
I was just throwing myself into this, and I really just didn't really, never imagined what kind of world it was, and I really had no idea. So, as you can see, I purchased my first hijab today. This is just a two-piece set. I could do more videos on that another time. I bought a nice pin for it, even though this is already, it's already molded or whatever you want to call it. It's already fit. It's a two-piece, so I don't have to do the wrapping, is what I meant to say. So I don't really need a pin, but I think the pin is so cute. And it's actually really comfortable, and I'm actually surprised when I put it on how it just fit and just felt nice. I feel that I feel good being covered. I'm a little bit insecure about my hair loss, and I just feel more secure being covered. And
Okay, before she goes any further, I wrote down some thoughts. Y'all want to hear them? So let's just follow the timeline a minute of things that have happened recently and see if we can connect the dots. So Foodie talked about moving into a mansion, a 4-bedroom mansion, even though it doesn't make sense that she and Pete, if they moved in together, they're just two people. Why do they need 4 rooms? I've been saying that I feel that Nader will be moving in with her, or she wants Nader to move in with her, that he's living currently in a condo, and for Foodie to get his attention, she needs to go big. Hence, all this talk about the mansion, just trying to tempt him away from Dee Dee. So there was all this talk about the mansion. She's supposed to be moving in less than a month. Now, pair that with all of this going on right now, the cultural appropriation, talking about wanting to be more conservative and wearing the hijab. Here's a little interesting tidbit that maybe people have forgotten or they don't know. So a while back, and maybe one of the reaction channels has the clip, Pete pointed out to Chantal on a live stream that in order to be with Nader, she would have to convert. And Foodie said that she would convert for Nader. So if she's trying to get into that mansion, if it's for Nader, wouldn't this also maybe be for Nader? You know, like her trying to show him, look, I can be with you. I can be what you want. I believe his family is Muslim, and maybe he's very close to his family, and because of how she is, they would never approve of him to be with her. So is she doing this for Nader? You know, trying to get a nice big home for Nader, converting or acting like she's going to convert for Nader, trying to show him, look, I was feral before, but I can be what you need. Just be with me. So isn't that an interesting thing? How Foodie said before that she would convert for Nader, to be with Nader. And she's now putting on a hijab and talking about, oh, this feels good to be more modest. She's doing this for Nader, y'all. 100,000%. She's doing this for Nader. Chantal, I would support you if your interest in being Muslim was true and honest. You can believe in whatever you want, honestly. But I don't think you have any true interest in the Muslim beliefs or culture. When there's many things you could have done before now to study up on it, to be respectful. And forgive my ignorance for anyone in my audience who is Muslim. As I understand it, unless you've converted over, you shouldn't be wearing a hijab. Wearing a hijab and you're not converted over, isn't that very disrespectful? That's what I've heard. I could be wrong, but that's what I've heard. Unless you're Muslim, you shouldn't be wearing the hijab. So she hasn't converted and she's wearing something that really she shouldn't be wearing.
I have decided to try to be more, try to adopt different values, try to be more humble, because at the end of
You can do that without wearing the hijab. You can be more of a decent person without cultural appropriation, okay, and mocking a belief system and a culture of people. You can learn to do some adulting and take care of yourself and be more respectful without appropriating another culture, Chantal. This is wrong.
the day, when you eat all of the paneer and you eat all of the fried chicken sandwiches and you sleep with the world and you do all kinds of things that are just temporary gratification, you realize that there's just, at the end of the day, there's just only so much temporary instant gratification and bad habits that you can chase. And at the end of the day, you're still just left with what now? So I feel like things that are more important to me are starting to be our values. And
Is she trying to use this as a way to clean up her image? Is that what this is? You know, like she went so far left and she was so incredibly feral and offensive. Is this Foodie Beauty trying to clean up her image? Because if you're trying to clean up your image, Chantal, this is not the way to do it. Appropriating another culture, appropriating a set of people. This is not the way to do it. You can clean up your image without wearing the hijab. You can just be a decent person. For anyone in my audience who happens to be Muslim, even though Chantal will not say it because she's ignorant, I'll say it for her. I am sorry to anyone in my audience that you're watching this and you are offended. This is offensive. I'm a non-Muslim. This is offensive to me. This isn't right. She shouldn't be doing it. I'm sure there are lots of good Muslim people that, you know, you're just living your life and then you see this clown putting on the hijab when she shouldn't be.
principles and things like that. And I really just kind of want to start actually doing the legwork and turning a new leaf. Now, I'm still Chantal and I'm still Foodie Beauty. And I still, as a result of that, am a very eccentric person. I always will be. And I just always need to be moving on and experiencing so many different things in life. The type of life I want to live, I don't think is just inside of four walls, all the time. Okay, maybe inside of four walls, but it has to be different four walls all the time. And I just don't know. I really wanted to travel and experience different cultures and different life. And there's a lot of values and principles.
You know, Chantal, if you want to travel and experience different people and different cultures, number one rule, be respectful. Be respectful of the people, be respectful of the culture. And you are respectful when you take the time to learn about the people and the culture so that you do not offend. You're not that person. If you were that person, then you would have known putting on the hijab is a no-no. You should not be doing it. This is wrong. If you'd done a little bit of studying, you would know that what you're doing right now is wrong.
Principles of different cultures that I appreciate. So I just want to say that I'm not sure what is going to be happening going forward in the future. I'm not sure exactly where this journey will take me. So far, it's been taking twists and turns, and honestly, some of them have been very painful, and some of them have been really, really hard lessons. But at the end of the day, I think that I can say I'm grateful for the experiences because that's how I learn. I'm my own worst enemy, but I'm also my own best friend because I know that I learn from my mistakes. And
Obviously not, because you were offensive to people then and you're being offensive right now. Because if you learn from your mistakes, you would learn not to be offensive. Learn not to be disrespectful. You're being very disrespectful right now, treating that as a costume, and it's not a costume.
I'm learning to love myself. I'm learning to do better for myself. I'm learning to just learn that it's okay to not be okay. It's really okay to just accept things the way they are. I know I still have a lot of personal work to do on myself. And just because of the nature of the job, the nature of social.
If she wants to work on herself and improve herself, she needs to start with therapy. Everybody and their mother has been screaming at her to go get therapy. She needs it desperately to fix the mess in her head. She certainly needs that more than a hijab. The hijab is meant for those who believe in a certain belief system and in a certain culture. It doesn't belong on you, Chantal. You need therapy. You need to straighten out the mess in your head. The mess in your head is what's causing all the problems. Problems inside, problems outside. You want to change your life, why don't you start there? Start with therapy.
Social media, the nature of the game. I feel that for my own mental health, it's probably better for me to really be more reserved in a lot of ways in my life to protect myself because life is not fair. No one's coming to save me. I can't expect people to always do the right thing, and I can't expect myself to always do the right thing either. But we're all human at the end of the day, and if there's any lesson I want other people, or if there's any message I should say I want other people, because I come on here and I talk a lot of shit, and I doubt that nine.
Chantal, if you're using this as a diversion, as a way to get out of the lie you've been telling people about getting into a mansion, that's disgusting. See, you're a liar. That's the problem with telling lies. You tell one lie, and then you have to tell another lie right behind it to back up the first lie, and then another lie after that to back up the first two. You're a liar. You've always been a liar. Even before you got on YouTube, you lied to your family. You've been lying your way through life rather than just doing the simple, easy thing and telling the truth. So if you told the lie about getting this mansion and maybe you're not getting it, and this is your way of trying to get out of continuing the lie with the mansion and people finding out there was no mansion, that you scammed them, that you lied to them, this is a really bad way of breaking that lie and getting out of it. Really, really, really bad. If you create the whole fantasy of I'm going to get into a mansion and maybe Nader is going to join me and we're going to be together. If you're doing this to, get out of that, this is wrong. This is wrong. And if you're doing this for Nader to say, I can be whatever it is you want, I can be acceptable, again, this is wrong. This is not you.
90% of the time people actually listen to what I say, and I want to say please, please, can we all just stop the hatred and disgusting behavior? Me too. I don't want to rage anymore. I want to just be left alone to do my things. I don't want to be attacked. I don't want my family to be attacked. I don't want lies and rumors made up about me. I don't, you know.
If you want things to change and if you want to change your content, why didn't you just dress in your normal clothes, sit down, do a heart to heart talk with your audience, with the camera, and say, listen, I want to change. I don't want to rage anymore. I want things to be different. Why not do it that way versus this way? This is offensive. You wearing that is offensive. Shouldn't have gone this way. You're going to catch a whole lot of heat from people who are Muslim or believe in Muslim beliefs, and you will deserve it because what you're doing is wrong.
I'm asking nicely. This is all that I ask, and I really hate to see it done to other people, not just me. I hate that the community is in shambles. I hate that people get, berated over and over and beat up on past mistakes and things like that. So that's about it. I picked up some shish taouk, and I'm about to go eat.
And you know what I noticed, Chantal? You don't do videos. You do live streams. Why'd you do a video? You hate doing videos. You know why you didn't do a live stream? Because you know you would get a whole lot of crap for wearing that, and you didn't want to hear it. And look at this. Comments are turned off. So she's keeping her comments turned off because she knows what she's doing is wrong. You know what I think? I think that part of the reason why you're doing this is for attention. You want attention, you want controversy, you want people to watch your videos and your live streams. Maybe the views have been lacking, maybe the money's been lacking. You're doing this for attention. And as I said, you have no shame in exploiting anything for money. And now you are mocking and exploiting a culture of people. Shame on you. Shame.
So yeah, I went into this store here in Ottawa, and they sell hijabs, and I just thought that it was really cute. And this shirt, though, obviously it's not really matching with it, but I do like it. So yeah. Anyway, so that's about it. So going forward, I'm not too sure exactly what I'm going to do for my channel. I do still want to do some streams. And most importantly, I hate hearing people say I don't appreciate my VIBs. I love you guys.
No, you don't. You love their money. You don't appreciate nobody. You were just the other day attacking your VIP, so cut it out.
So much. You're part of my life. Like, to just, I cannot say how much I appreciate you. And I am truly sorry if I've ever been very verbally abusive to you. Or
this, you know what? This is the love bombing phase. This is her. I appreciate you guys so much. Mark the date. It won't take her long to blow up at people. I'm changing for the better, and I'm going to be nicer to people. This is all a phase. And it won't take her long to go back to who she really is.
Verbally abusive in any way, I feel backed in a corner sometimes, and I take it out and I rage and I get mad, and sometimes I just feel like some comments are just a bit too much sometimes. Going forward, I do also want to change that way. The energy on my channel is what I want to say. I want to change things to be more positive, and just, I probably will end up doing more vlogs and travel content. I know things are always constantly changing, just like so drastically on my channel. And I know people are concerned about my mental health. And I understand that. I really, truly, truly believe that a lot of problems would go away if I just really listened to what spiritually is ailing me and realign myself with some values, And
A lot of your problems would go away if you stop hurting yourself. All of your pain is self-inflicted, Chantal, every single bit of it, because you won't do simple adulting, because you won't take care of yourself, because you get on camera and you exploit everything for money. You got wrapped around the money. You got obsessed with the money. You are the walking seven deadlies. And you are the embodiment of that old saying, money doesn't buy happiness, because that's all you have is money. Now, if you want to grow up, be an adult and be better, I support that. I don't have any hope for you right now, and I don't think anybody else does either, because we've seen this before. I'm going to change. I'm gonna, but it never happens. So if people don't believe in you right away, don't get mad at them. They have a right to feel that way. You're full of lies and manipulation and empty promises. You got to show people something different has happened and you're going to stick with it. Then they might believe in you. People trusting you right now is at zero. You want things to be different, you got to work on it. But I don't have any hope for you right now. You've gone too far, you've done too much, and you're completely offensive, and you're being offensive right now. You should do another video apologizing to the Muslim people for wearing that hijab when you shouldn't. You're mocking them. Shame on you.
morals and stick to the principles of what's important in this journey of life. You know, all of these bells and whistles, all of these rich foods and fancy things and electronics and all that, that's not important. That really are just comforts, but they're temporary and they don't make us happy. And I guess I've just always been searching for what really makes me happy as a person. And I've never really known who I am as a person, as a spirit, you know? And
Guess what? You're not going to find out who you are as a person if you find a guy and you basically dissolve yourself into the other person. Whatever they like, you like, whatever they hate, you hate, becoming them versus yourself. You will never find out who you are and what makes you happy. If you're always looking for a guy to attach yourself to, you will never have your own identity.
I guess this is just the the part I'm at on this journey. So I guess if I want you to take anything away from this video, I guess what I want you to know is that going forward, you might see some very crazy things on my channel. And I just want to say, a lot of my beezers, if you're here, you know me now, probably well enough to know what I'm like. If you're here and we bees, I
Really? Ma'am, please have a seat. You're over there wearing a hijab and you're talking about beezing. Really? How dare you? Ma'am, please have a seat and stay there. How can you sit there and wear that hijab and talk about beezing? And we know what beezing means. It means doing drugs, which is against the Muslim beliefs. How can you sit there and no, she's not. Nuh-uh. Nah. No, no, no. No, if you're gonna be girlfriend, take that hijab off right now.
I really hope the best way to enjoy my channel, I would say, is to just observe. Just just watch and enjoy and give your 2 cents, try to be as
How can they give their 2 cents when you have the comments turned off? How is that even possible? You know what I think this is? This is serious gaslighting. Oh, is it gaslighting? She's making this video to get everybody gassed up and angry so that the next live stream she does, she gets a shit ton of hate super chats. That's what this is. She is loading up the cannon with all the gunpowder, man. And then when she comes on to the next live stream, people are going to be mad, mad, mad. And they're going to send tons of hate super chats. That's what she's doing. Caught you. Caught you, Chantal. Caught you. Busted. You are loading up the cannon with all the gunpowder because you know the next live stream you do, you're gonna get a lot more views. Everybody's gonna be mad at you, and they're gonna get so angry they send those hate super chats, and you don't care because money is money. It all goes to the same bank. That's what this is. This is a money grab in a different form, y'all. Calling it now. Watch and see what happens on her next live stream. Watch. People are going to be mad. They're going to be sending her money because they're pissed off and they want to scream at her because they can't get in her face. They will send a super chat instead. That's what this is. Money grab, controversy, attention, views. She's going to monetize it. Watch. All right. You know what? Enough of this crap. Hope you guys have enjoyed this react video. I'm going to go ahead and post it. Y'all take care and have a good one. Bye-bye.